Welcome to the Sellernomics podcast, sharing valuable tips and information in the Amazon and e-commerce space. Each week, we deliver the best interviews with some of the top Amazon personalities in the industry to help you grow your business. Today's episode is brought to you by Getida, the global leader in FBA auditing and reimbursements. And now, here is your host, Rob Stanley.
Hey everyone, Rob Stanley here with Sellernomics podcast. Show us what you got. We got a really good one here today. All those Amazon sellers are people that want to be selling on Amazon. This is definitely something you want to pay attention to. We have this really cool AI tool from Perci.ai. Britton Upchurch is going to be coming into the studio here in just a second. And we're going to be talking about enhancing Amazon listings safely with Perci.ai. And we're going to get this great demo. Let's get Britton into the studio here. Hey, Britton, how's it going?
Hey, it's great, Rob. How are you? Good to be here.
Yeah, doing great. And looking forward to this. This is a really cool tool. You know, a lot of people, I'm going to say up front, a lot of people seem to be using ChatGPT to do a lot of this. But, you know, there's a lot of, you got to understand what you're doing, right, with ChatGPT. And it sounds like what you've done is kind of made this easier and go a lot further with it. And I don't want to go into too much detail because I know you're going to give us this great demo. But let's jump right into this. You know, Britton, it's time to show us what you got, and let's jump right into this demo.
All right, I love this. Show us what you got. It's like a game show. I feel like I'm
right,
like
exactly,
Ninja Warrior or something. So this is Perci AI, Perci.ai. It's an AI listing generator. You positioned it pretty well. It's, you know, a lot of people use ChatGPT to write listings. They wouldn't have even done that a year and a half ago. And the trick is that ChatGPT can do a lot of things okay, pretty good. It's not an Amazon expert by any means. So even if you know what you're doing, there's a lot of extra work to get ChatGPT to do what you need it to do, to check that it's doing it right. Yeah. So even there, Perci is a specialized AI model that can make better listings than ChatGPT can. You'll see what I mean as we go through the demo here. I think the best thing is just to make a listing live, so everyone, including you, can see all the ways that it goes further. If you're making a listing, would you rather start with the product details or with the keyword research? I'll let you drive it.
I would probably, you know, knowing that I probably already ordered the item, I'd probably go with the product details myself.
Okay, let's start with the product details. What product do you want to list on the fly here, Rob?
You know what? We'll go with a camping stove. How about that?
Okay, camping stove. I'm going to put the name of the product here, camping stove. And then we're just going to tell Perci some of the things that make this camping stove great. Some USPs, What are any unique things or features, benefits? What are some basic
I could help you with that. Let's go with a green camping stove. So we'll obviously make it green. Windshield. So they have these little shields that go up on the sides. Let's go with helpful. a two burner, right? Probably also mention that it's propane, which probably most are, but just to be safe. What else would be kind of good on it? Maybe, it has an electric start. You know, they have those push button start. Maybe push button start would be a good thing. Yeah. So that might be a good one. Kind of losing them after that. I'm not 100% sure on the rest of those.
I use camping stoves for us to get a start, I think.
Awesome.
One of the things that Perci does is you can give it a little bit or you can give it a lot. Like we could copy and paste in 4 paragraphs of text specs here if we wanted to, and we would get a rich listing. But this is good enough for us to get a good result. Maybe our brand is the Stanley brand. How about that?
There we go. We could get in trouble for that, but that's all right.
Let's see.
Rob's brand, the Money Man brand. You got to go with the Money Man brand.
Money Man, is all one word, like
there
that?
You go.
Okay,
just perfect. Like
that. Okay, so those are our main product details there. There's also some knobs and options that we can fiddle with here. There's languages. Perci writes in all the Amazon Marketplace languages, but we'll do American English now. There's tone of voice options. I think with camping stove, we could probably stick with formal. You could also do friendly, possibly, if you depending on the brand voice you have. Maybe we'll try friendly and see what happens. I won't go into too many details here because they get pretty in depth, but Power users love these. There's formatting options, so you can decide the lengths and styles of all the writing. Some people love to play with things like the bullet header style. I'll leave these alone. And the final thing I'll mention here is this bullet topics. So if you want to control what each of your bullets is about or give specific directions, you can do that. That's also optional. So Perci will do all this for you if you like. That covers the main product details here. And now we're into the second part. So this is the SEO keywords. And you can upload any keyword list you like. You can copy and paste in keywords yourself from a CSV or something. So if you like to do product research a different way, that totally works. Perci can take those keywords and optimize them just fine. We recently built this tool called Keyword Wizard that also does this job for you in a few minutes. So I just clicked that Keyword Wizard button, and here we are in the Keyword Wizard. Before I start going, I'll just give a brief overview of this. So there's a lot of SEO research tools out there. A lot of them are really great. Helium 10, Jungle Scout, Viral Launch, all those. The way that they all work is pretty similar in that they will give you a huge list of keywords that you then need to go through yourself to clean up, take out brands, take out irrelevant ones. There's no like perfect, easy system for that. So goal here is to make this as quick and as effective as possible. So we can put in ASINs, we can put in root keyword search and get all of our keywords together, and then use AI to clean it all up really quickly. Just for the sake of keeping this short, I won't go find any ASINs right now. I'll just do a root keyword search so you can see how this works. But we've got our name of our product here, and we've got those same details we put in earlier here. And I'm just going to click search, and we should get some keywords back pretty quick. And then I'll show you the next steps. Great. So we've got a keyword list here. This is a pretty familiar looking list. And by the way, Rob, stop me anytime for any questions. This is a pretty familiar type list over here. We've got keywords, relevance, search volume, stuff like that. Normally, you would start going through keyword by keyword and checking for things like, oh, Coleman stove, that's another brand, I'll take that out. So you'd start manually picking through this. Instead, we're going to start with the strategy. So we have 900 keywords here we're sorting through. First, we'll just pick a keyword strategy. This is going to sort that whole list from top to bottom with a combination of these different metrics here. So these are all one-click strategies that go a bit beyond the typical, just sort it by search volume, or, just sort it by relevance or something like that. So for instance, we could pick high relevance plus high sales as a way to rank these. We could pick high relevance, low SEO competition, or trend plus SEO competition. One common one is keyword opportunities. That's high search volume plus low SEO competition. So let's try that and see what we get. This is actually really instructive. So a lot of these are brands up here: Stanley, Jetboil, Coleman. That's a great thing for the next step that I'll show you. So we've just filtered our keywords, sorted them by this strategy, this SEO strategy we have. And next, we're going to use AI to detect any bad keywords in this list. So I'll show you what that looks like. This is actually a pretty interesting step. Perci's going to check for all these categories of problem keywords you could have in your listing. We check for brands, we check for misspells, we check for foreign languages, and we check for irrelevant keywords. And the first step is Perci's detected some brands. So for instance, Stanley, Jetboil, Coleman, all these. The default is that you can just remove these from your listing. So you can just take them out entirely, and they won't be in any title, description, bullet points, any of that. What you can also do is chuck them into your backend. So a lot of folks like to put brands, misspellings, foreign language keywords into their backend instead of their front end. So they get the SEO benefit, but they don't get any terms of service problems, or with things like misspells and foreign languages, they don't get just bad listing results. So does that all make sense?
Yeah, no, I love it. That's
cool.
Awesome.
So next we'll check for misspellings and see if there's any like camp stave or something in here. Nope. So no misspells. We're checking for foreign languages. It looks like there's also no foreign languages in here. And finally, we have unrelated keywords as the final check. What's happening here is Perci's looking at those product details that we gave up at the start of this. So it's looking at 2-burner, windshield, things like that, comparing that to this keyword list. And it's looking for anything that doesn't match the details of our product. So this is really important, of course, because you only have limited SEO space. You have 2 or 3 main keywords in your title. You have maybe 2 keywords per bullet. You want to make sure every keyword you're using is really pulling its weight. And so if you have something like wood burning stove in your results, you'd want to pull that out. You don't want to use that. Camping mess kit. It's always a good idea to go through here and just check it, see if there's anything that you think, oh, maybe this could be related. But this is a good way to get all of that, I like to say, all the chaff out of the wheat pretty quickly.
Yeah,
so that's what this is. So we'll just hit done and we'll take all those out. And that's our keyword research done. So we have 110 keywords left, total search of just under 200,000. The last step is to send this to the listing generator. So you can imagine
you've done this one or two times. Britton, just real quick, you can also manually go in here. So let's say, for instance, butane. Probably it's a propane stove, not a butane. And if we say it's not really made for backpacking, right? You could just unclick those.
Absolutely.
So you could also go through this manually. Got it.
Yeah. So it's always a good idea after you've done all these checks, just give it a quick look. Come down here. You might, for instance, think hiking stove is, it's a little on the fence. Maybe I'll take it out. Another thing you could do is, 2-burner. You wouldn't want to pack that thing into the back of your backpack.
Exactly.
Another thing that you can do is because Perci's using the details we gave it up here, if there's some element that you want to change, you could actually go in and say, not for hiking or something like that, not for propane. And then you could run that AI check again and find more keywords to take out if you wanted to.
That's awesome.
So that's another thing you can do. So we've got our keyword list here. I'm just going to click send to listing generator. And you'll see here, all of our keywords are now here. They're sorted in the order of the strategy that we picked earlier. So there's our title keywords. The top 3 are going into the title. These are going into our bullets. These ones below are going into our description. The one thing I'll mention here is we just added a keyword density setting. So if you want to add, say, more keywords to your title or less, or if you want to have your bullets, err on the side of readability instead of SEO, you could reduce the amount of keywords in your bullets. A lot of folks love that. Other than that, this is ready to go. So that's all the inputs that we need. I'm going to hit go so you can see what comes out the other side. So basically what we've done here is we've done our keyword research. We found our keywords. We're generating our listing, and Perci's optimizing everything with the keywords that we found. So right now, Perci's looking at these product details that we gave it up here. It's forming a title. It's coming up with 5 bullet topics for us based on what we've told it about the product. And then it's optimizing everything with those keywords in the order that we set for our strategy. And we've just gotten our listing back, and I'm actually really glad that we got this warning. So you can see the listing here behind us, but first we see this box here that says, caution, your listing has some words or phrases that Amazon watches closely. You might want to rewrite these if you want to avoid any investigations or suppressions or anything like that. And we have the phrase eco-friendly in our listing. So I didn't mention this before. So Perci does make keyword research and generating a listing really easy. But what it also does is it checks for listing compliance and safety with Amazon. This is a huge topic that, we could talk about this for hours. But one of the things that causes a lot of problems with listing investigations is these restricted keywords. And what I mean by that is Amazon has certain phrases that they just ban outright. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. next day shipping. You just can't say that. And Perci is programmed to never put that into a listing. But there's another class or category of phrases that sometimes people call trigger phrases or restricted phrases. And these are usually things like medical claims, in this case, an environmental claim. They're often things that you might need to get clearance with Amazon to use if it's like something that treats a certain medical issue. So you don't necessarily always want to take it out. If you have the right product, you want to use that because it's a valuable search phrase, for instance. But most people put them in without having any idea they're in there. Amazon's bots come by 3 months later and scrape your listing and see some kind of a trigger phrase in there. And before you know it, that's when you wake up with that email that says, hey, your listing's under investigation. It's been suspended until we can look at it. So all that is to say, Perci has all the known trigger phrases, restricted phrases programmed in. So Perci will watch for these anytime it generates your listing, and it'll let you know if there's anything in there that looks like it could be a problem. So in this case, we have eco-friendly is something we need to watch out for. It highlights that in red here. So all I need to do here, you can just edit anything in here directly. So if you want to just, take it out manually or retype it, you can. But what's even easier is you can just click this rewrite button to get a new bullet, and let's see if it takes it out. One more time. I think it really wants to write eco-friendly here. There we go. Eco-conscious. So that's our eco-friendly taken out. And I see one more here. I'll rewrite that as well. That highlighting is really helpful, actually. Boom. That's done.
Nice.
So here's our whole listing. We have a couple of stats up here. I feel like I'm just talking at you I'm just a wall of sound to you, Rob. So
no, this is great. I'm just learning, absorbing.
Okay, cool. I sort of have this demo like down step by step. So we can see our keyword stats here, the search volume that we've got. We have a listing score that tells us if there's any things that we can quickly watch out for. We've got a 90 on this one. But the main things to see here, we have our title. You can see all of our keywords that have been optimized in this green underline. So everything that gets put in exact phrase form is crossed off on the left, and it's highlighted here on the right, so you can see where everything is. We also put things in broken form, and if, for instance, in your title, you'll notice that propane burner isn't in there. That's because we have it in broken phrase. So propane and burner are already in. If we want to get a little bit more professional with it, we can try and rewrite it, and maybe we can get all three in an exact phrase. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah, there we go. All three.
Nice.
We've got our bullets. We have links for everything. Perci always writes in the right links for you, so you don't need to worry about that. We've got description. This is all in HTML formatted. The HTML that Amazon allows, by the way, it doesn't allow many HTML tags in your description, but it does allow p tags, so you can format paragraphs. Yep. One thing to note is sometimes people say, oh, I don't need a description because I use A+ content. Whether you're using Perci or not, this is regardless of that, you should always have your description filled out because it indexes it. Even if you use A+ content and the shopper doesn't see it, it's still indexing for your keywords. So you should always have your description filled out. And then we've got our backend search terms down here at the bottom. Here's all the ones that we had selected from our brands here, as well as any unused unique keywords from our keyword list. And that's really it. Now,
Very cool.
From Perci's standpoint, this one's good to go. I talked a lot while I went through that. So usually it takes, if you're just going through, listing by listing, it takes about half the time is what I just did. But that's your complete finished listing. You can give it a quick read and you can edit anything you want, quickly cook if you want to add anything. Otherwise, the idea of this is that it makes it really easy to get a great high converting, high ranking listing really quickly, so that you can, focus on all the other things you need to do as a seller.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And then I really like Couple things. I like the fact that it has the limits in place already. So like the title length can only be so long, only so many bullet points. And then the fact that it's all AI driven, just being able to automatically take out keywords that it knows, automatically know that there's certain trigger words that could cause your listing issues with that eco-friendly like you had. This is super cool. This goes, I shouldn't even put this in the same sentence as Chat GPT, because this goes way beyond what Chat GPT is capable of. This is definitely next level stuff right here. Very, very cool. Now, what about just Britton? I'm just kind of curious. Is there a way that you could pull listing in and modify it? Do you have anything set up like that yet? Or do you have to kind of just copy and paste it in or start from scratch?
Not yet. We don't have this is one of the things we're working on right now, is an easy way to pull in your whole catalog and then check the listings you have and actually just modify the ones you already have. So to optimize the existing listings. A workaround is that you can pull in all of your bullets and all of your title into Perci and generate a new listing. So a lot of folks will use that as a shortcut. But right now you can't say pull in all of your existing bullets into Perci yet. Although I'm glad you said that, because it's one of the things we're working on. Excellent.
And I see that you have a little copy button, let's say on the title there. You can just click that little button below the rewrite. It'll copy the entire title and you just paste it into your listing. So that makes it a lot easier to just, instead of having, sometimes people will, have to highlight the whole text to put it over there. So if you're not familiar with the copy button, everybody get familiar with it. It's right there.
That's the copy button. There's also a couple of export options there, so people can. Cool. Some people like to pull them down as docs or CSVs or Excels. The other thing I'll note here is that you can click here to save and finish this listing.
Oh, okay.
And this will save the listing for any time later. It'll pull this into our dashboard here, and it gives us a quick overview. Here's the listing score. So a lot of folks like to save this and then come back later and edit something or change the keywords. So that helps you do that. It's a really helpful thing. And later on, we're going to start to have rank tracking and stuff in here as well. So this will become a much more important feature, this dashboard.
That's awesome. Well, let's jump out of this demo here. And I do want to talk to you a little bit more about Perci.ai or Perci AI. Tell us a little bit about Perci AI, like how kind of you got started with it, what evolved into creating it. Give us the background.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So I'm a copywriter by trade. That's actually what I was a copywriter for, 7 or 8 years. And I would go to my day job at the ad agency, and then I'd come home and I'd write listings on nights and weekends. I was on like Fiverr and Upwork and places like that. And about 5 or 6 years ago, I just got really interested in AI. Actually, one of my creative directors at my day job said something like, AI is, going to change the way all this works pretty soon. And I just started looking into it and researching. And this was right around the time that this is going to get a bit nerdy, but transformers are the current state-of-the-art language model. Transformers weren't around then, but RNNs, recurrent neural networks, were the state-of-the-art. And they had just come onto the scene, and everyone was blown away by how good they could generate text, how well they could do it. And so I got really into this stuff. I taught myself to code. I learned AI. I was training my own models on my local computer. And slowly AI got better. I got better at coding as well. And eventually I built Perci. So Perci launched about 2.5 years ago. And it's, of course, the MVP. The first version was nothing like what you see now. So it was just me. There's now one other person working with me on it. And I went full time about a year ago. But the idea here is we started with listing generator. That was, it wouldn't even look up your keywords. You had to put them in yourself, and it would just generate, a really specialized professional Amazon listing for you. Now we look up keywords for you as well. So the idea moving forward is that we're going to get even better at creating listings for you. And then we're also going to start to do more of the things that you need with your listings, like tracking the progress of your keywords, like you say, re-optimizing existing listings so that they're better. The roadmap is long and very exciting, But that's the sort of short front to back of it.
Very cool. Very cool. And Britton, is there any sort of like free trial or anything? Is this a paid version, or how does it work as far as if somebody's interested in signing up?
So signing up is free, although there's no free trial. I actually had to kill the free trial because there were a bunch of spammers who kept getting in and using your emails or stuff. You might know about that. But that said, anyone here has my email, britton@perci.ai. If you sign up, email me and ask for a free trial, and I will give you free trial. Anyone who asks me for it, I'm very happy.
Better yet, you got to mention Sellernomics. Say you saw Britton on the Sellernomics podcast, and he'll give you that free trial. But you got to email him directly after you sign up, and he'll get you that free trial to try it out. Super cool tool. I'm so cool what we were able to do with this, and I love how you took it and really went to another step. Being able to pull out those words that don't make sense, being able to flag those words that could be issues for a possible, listing that somebody posts. I absolutely love that. You guys got to go check out Perci, Perci.ai, Perci.ai. And Britton, is there anything else we missed on this Show Us What You Got episode? Because that was a lot of great information.
The only thing I should probably mention is if you come to Perci and you sign up, use the code Getida10. I think I'm springing this on you, Rob. Sorry.
You are. That's all right. All right.
Yeah. No, I made a discount code for everybody here. Use the code Getida10 for 10% off. Just one extra special thing. Other than that, go check it out. Sign up. Email me for a free trial, Britton, Britton @perci.ai. Just chat to me. I love to chat to people who are using the tool and hear people's thoughts and suggestions for other stuff. So yeah, just really glad to come on and show you the tool, Rob.
That's awesome. Be sure when you sign up, use that code Getida10, Getida, the number 10, and go check it out. Perci.ai. Britton, you definitely showed us what you got. That was a great episode. Really appreciate it. Everybody be sure to go sign up with Perci.ai and reach out to Britton and give this a try, and let us know if you have any comments or questions down below. We'll be happy to answer those. Even if the show is over, feel free to post something. Hit that like and that thumbs up. We always appreciate it. And thanks everybody for listening to another great episode of Sellernomics, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Sellernomics podcast. Special thanks to our sponsor, Getida. Did you know that Amazon probably owes you money for FBA reimbursements? Get $400 in free FBA reimbursements at Getida.com/Sellernomics. Be sure to join us again next week for more great tips on how to grow your business. And thanks again for listening.